What's up, guys? Let's talk about the tidewater process for VA loans. Tidewater is when the appraiser cannot find comps to support the sales price, and there's actually a process that they get to follow to go through with this, which really protects you as the veteran. It protects the sellers. It protects the real estate agents, the lender. It protects everybody. It's really cool because check this out: the VA is the only loan program that actually has a process in place if the appraiser doesn't find the value, if he can't meet the value, if there's not enough comps out there to support the sales price. So right now we're kind of in this weird here mid 2023. We're in a kind of a flat, possibly declining market in some areas, and people are putting houses on the market. And since interest rates are so high, people just aren't bidding as much. That's bringing the value down in some areas. And appraisers, they're now looking at properties that are 3 to 6, they have been on the market less than 6 months. So 6 months or less, ideally they want to find comps that have sold within the last 3 months. And if the appraiser can't find that, he declares tidewater. Let me show you what this actually looks like, okay? This is the VA handbook online. And if you flip down here to chapter 10, you have the appraisal process, okay? I've already opened it up. Now, tidewater is subsection 8 on chapter 10. So chapter 10, 8, section 8, it says during the appraisal process, fee appraisers are required to notify the requester is the lender because I request the appraisal, before completing the appraisal when it appears that the estimated market value will be below the sales price. The appraiser will allow 2 business days for the requester or any parties to the transaction contacted by the requester to submit additional sales data that they wish to have considered. This is known as the tidewater procedure, okay? So check it out. I ran across a scenario recently where I called the buyer and I said, hey, the appraisers notified us that he can't find comps to meet the value of this house. He's declaring tidewater. So what would you like to do? And the veteran borrower said, wait a minute, that appraisal is there to protect me, that I'm not overpaying for this house. I don't want to influence his opinion at all by providing him additional comps. Of course, the seller's real estate agent said, no, wait a minute, let's give him comps, and we want to show how our value is legit, how we came up with the sales price that we came up with. Well, they sent me a big list of comps because I'm not going to be rude to them as a professional. So they said, although the buyer said, no, we're just going to let him bring it in, the sellers said, here's the list of all the comparable sales that we use to price that house. Well, guess what? Some of them were over a year old. I couldn't use any of them. I had to throw them all out. Actually, not one single comp that they sent me was valid. So that being said, the VA does have a process in place, which is really cool. Like if you're using a conventional loan or a FHA loan or a USDA loan, good luck arguing with an appraiser. It's almost impossible, but at least the VA does have a process. The really cool thing about this is after, let's say you submit comps and then the appraiser still brings it in at whatever he brings it in at, then you can do what's called a reconsideration of value, an ROV. In a reconsideration of value, we go back to the VA. Now, this has to be requested by the veteran borrower. There's a little form that I fill out, and then it goes over the appraiser's head, and it goes to the staff appraisal reviewer and also the VA on top of the VA system. So you got 2 different people looking at a reconsideration of value to determine, hey, did this appraiser make a good appraisal? Is there reasons he didn't use additional comps? So just know that if you get a bad VA appraisal or if you disagree with it, that the veteran borrower has the right to challenge that appraiser, and it goes over his head immediately. He doesn't even have a say-so in it, and the VA can actually override the appraiser. Isn't that cool? I have had it happen several times. Good luck overriding an appraiser on a conventional or an FHA loan. So for those who think VA appraisals are a nightmare, I hear that a lot from real estate agents or listing agents specifically. It's a total misconception. VA appraisals are not a nightmare. They're actually easy to work with, and they actually have processes in place to help us out. Okay, hope that helps.